So this is a message for young men who are very certain that they do not want to marry a woman who is devoted to her career. Not only is there nothing wrong with that, but it's really smart. And to say or do something, to say this publicly, for a young man to say this publicly, gets him lambasted, which actually happened a couple days ago somewhere on Twitter, where a man somehow conveyed this, and the response was fierce and sharp, that there's something, sexist about a man who doesn't want to marry a career woman because that makes him not supportive. No, it makes him smart. Look, men are just as entitled to carve out a life that they want just as much as women are. And when you're thinking about who you're going to marry, you'd be dumb not to think about what kind of life and lifestyle you want to live. And so much of that depends on, of course, what your goals are, what your family background is, what you want to do similarly or different from your family. And both men and women have to make those choices. And the goal is to just make sure they match. So if you're a young man who, for whatever reason, wants a wife who wants to be focused on family, whether that's because his mother did the same and he wants to sort of emulate the family he came from, or he's a result of divorce and didn't have a mom at home and knows the pain of that firsthand and doesn't want that for his own children, he's entitled to look for that. The goal is to find somebody like that who's a match, not to think there's something wrong with you because you want what you want. I mean, you should marry somebody who wants what you want, shouldn't everybody? And so this is just a quick sort of motivational, supportive video to tell those young men that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And more to the point, you're far smarter and going to be more successful if you marry a woman who may have a career, but who is not a career woman. And there's a difference. And I'm a great example. I obviously have a career. I am not what you would call a career woman. A career woman maps out her life based on exclusively or primarily that, and everything else revolves around that. I did the exact opposite. Marriage and family came first. It was the focal point, and anything I did came orbited around that at the core. And my husband and I, for the record, got this out within the first few dates. And I encourage other people to do that because they're too afraid to say what it is they want. But that's the whole purpose of dating, to see if you're a match. So we were very clear up front what we were going for, and we were a match in that regard. Now, if I had different values than he did and different priorities, he should run. And same with the woman. Okay, so that's just a quick supportive statement there, because there's far too few people saying it. And you need to know that what you're hearing people say negatively in response to that, they're wrong. They're wrong and you're right. Stick to your guns. And yeah, end of story.